Hey, yo, what is up, Slaberinos? Welcome back to the channel. So glad y'all could join us. Today we are here with the boy, Fletcher the Fisherman. We're in Fletcher's Kingdom right now. It is all about top water. Today is going to be, hopefully, as Fletcher claims, Fletcher has never been wrong on a claim about his water, so we're pretty much guaranteed to get some top water blowups out here today. We're gonna try to get on some sweet top water action for you guys. Should be fun today. We're gonna break down some different top waters that we like to throw, talk about some of the gear that you need to throw it on, hopefully get you guys equipped to throw some top water this spring and get on some top water action and get some absolutely huge, awesome blowups. It's probably the most exciting way to fish. So well, they're launched. We're gonna get our twin troller launched and get to work here and show y'all what we are working with today. Let's get it. Okay guys, today is all about top water, spring top water baits. I'm gonna start out with this dude right here, and you probably already know what this is. This is the good old Whopper Plopper, the 130 size Whopper Plopper. This is honestly such a solid bait, especially this time of year. In the early spring, when they first get on top water, a Whopper Plopper is a great way to draw absolutely massive strikes. So we're gonna toss this guy around. We got some other top waters we might try today, but this is what we're hopefully gonna get some really huge blowups on today, so stay tuned. Look at all that pollen getting blown off. Hell yeah, Fletcher's already got one. Oh, that's a big one. Guys, Fletcher's got a giant on. Damn it, almost. Trying to make these tough casts in here, guys. It's tough with this big Whopper Plopper. This thing's a load. Trying to get it up under some trees and stuff is a little difficult, but if you can make the right cast, it can pay off big time. God, I thought that was gonna be one. This is interesting right here. Got these aerators in this pond, like this. Yep. Did you see that? He came up. Do you see that? Yeah, yeah, he nipped at it. He didn't like commit to it. Let's see if he'll come back. Yep. That is awesome. That is awesome. You'll watch that in like slow motion, guys. That was insane. First fish on the Whopper Plopper. Not a bad one either. Not a bad one. That's a good chunky 2-something right there. Boom, yes. All right, there it is, y'all. Top water in the spring, it can be absolutely killer. And I guess the key with this spot right here is it had that aerator, so it had some moving water, and that is definitely a thing with top water like this, especially Whopper Ploppers that have a lot of commotion, a little bit of wind, maybe a little bit of shade, something to kind of cover up the fact that this thing is so loud and obnoxious. It helps just create a little bit more of a committal from these fish. See ya, buddy. Woo! But yeah, guys, like I was saying, like obviously we've got like calm water over here, and you know, sometimes a Whopper Plopper can just be too much when you're talking about these calm water situations. You know, a little bit of moving water, a little bit of chop on the water is good. It'll help break up the profile. It'll kind of help disguise what it really is, and all they really see and know is that there's something making commotion on the surface. And if I'm not getting bit on these calm banks, then we might make a switch to a different bait. Yep. There we go, guys. Another Whopper Ploppy fish. Sweet. That's not a bad one. He's, oh my gosh, look how post spawn this fish is, guys. Here, give me 1 sec. Get him up in here. Look at how skinny and beat up this fish is. Holy crap. I feel bad like touching this fish. Look at that, guys. Look how ugly that fish is. No wonder he's hungry. He's like so skinny. Might be a she. Just laid eggs. Might be a he that's been guarding the bed for a while, fending off bluegills, protecting his babies. Look at that thing, man. Look how skinny. Look at that. All right, we're gonna let this guy go. I feel bad. I feel bad for you, buddy. You need to go get some food. See ya, buddy. Yeesh. He ain't doing too hot. He's good. Well, guys, another fish on the Whoppy Ploppy. So that was pretty dope. Those two fish didn't really annihilate it like they usually do a Whopper Plopper. So I think it's just because this water's calm. We've probably thrown this thing over a lot of fish and they've seen it, but they just haven't committed to it. So I might need to change up tactics on the actual topwater I'm throwing it. Save this whopper plopper for like the main lake or the main part of the pond out here, which has like more wind on it. Fish are probably a little bit more aggressive to chase a bait like this. So I think we're gonna go ahead and give this guy a break for a minute. Okay guys, the next topwater bait I've got tied on is a frog. And a frog's an awesome, awesome bait, especially in the later spring. It works, you know, throughout the spring, but really post-spawn fish, after they've got done on the beds, or maybe they're hanging around, still kind of guarding the beds, throwing this thing up shallow on the bank, under trees and stuff like this, where those fish had their beds, that is a great, great bet. Whereas the whopper plopper is more of kind of like a pre-spawn bait. You can throw that thing when the water's still a little bit cold. Maybe it's just hit 60. Those fish are staging, getting ready to move up. This is a great post-spawn bait. And I'm going to skip this thing up around some of these trees and really try to get some of those fish that are just kind of chilling, maybe on beds, guarding fry, or maybe they're cruising around kind of this calm water, looking for some brim, looking for a quick meal. You can walk the dog with it by just doing little pops with your rod tip, like just barely pop it and then feed it slack as soon as you pop it. And it'll walk back and forth. Or you can just like twitch it straight forward and just work it straight. And that is also a good way to work a frog. That totally works. Both methods will catch bass. I really like walking the dog just like that. Because you can walk it in place. You guys saw that. I was literally just walking that thing in place. Let's see if she'll come back. Boat might be a little too close right now. This water's definitely very clear. Super calm back here. These fish might be a little finicky. Yep, there he is. He just slurped it, guys, just barely. Wow, you could hardly tell that was even a bite. Another beat up post-spawn fish right here, guys. Oh boy, that's fun though. Barely slurped it, barely slurped it, and he got Levi all kinds of wet. Another just beat up, real skinny post-spawn fish that's just looking for a meal. Probably just came off the beds. You know, we're down here in South Carolina and it's late March, and it's been honestly super hot. Like, it's hot today. It's been hot this past week, and these fish have gone from like spawn to post-spawn like within a couple weeks, and they are already pretty late in the spawning ritual. Once they get late stage like that, they'll get finicky, and they won't just like be super aggressive. They will probably start to get super aggressive here soon as they really start to feed back up after they fully get off the beds. But they're at the very least hitting topwater, so that is a good freaking sign. On the frog, baby, let's go. All right guys, real quick, I wanted to show you all the setup that I'm throwing this frog on. This is an awesome frog. This is a snag proof Bobby's Perfect frog is what this is. I'm gonna link it down in the description. I'm gonna link all this gear down in the description. I'm actually throwing this on kind of an unconventional frog setup. This is, I believe, 40-pound braid. Typically, you're gonna be throwing frogs on a little bit heavier gear, but you know, we're dealing with like laydowns, and it's kind of like open water frogging. So you can get away with some lighter braid if you've got open water. If you're dealing with heavy vegetation like mats and thick grass, you need to go up to 50 or 65-pound braid. And you also need to have a really long, heavy, stiff rod. I am throwing this right now on a 6'9" heavy rod. So that's a little bit short, but again, we're dealing with overhanging limbs. I've got a dock right here. I wanna be able to skip this thing down, especially on this little boat. One thing is they will short strike a frog sometimes. Sometimes they'll just come up and they'll just try to kill it without actually eating it. If you're missing frog bites, you know, don't worry. It's probably just the fish trying to kill it. If you end up losing a lot of frog fish that you do hook, then there might be something wrong with your setup. But gonna link everything down in the description, like I said. And yeah, let's get another one, y'all. All right, guys, we're gonna go up here where all this like pollen and gunk is on the water. I think that'll be a perfect situation to throw a frog. This frog can come right over that stuff and kind of disguise itself with the pollen. Look at all that fry. Wow. That's insane. Tons of it. Down there? Yeah, there is. I'm gonna learn how to skip a frog. Some good overhanging trees up in here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, golly. That was a freaking blow up right there. That's what you want. That's too much fun right there, guys. Look at that. Look at that fish. Not a bad one. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's go. Oi. Sick. He absolutely crushed that thing. Look at that. That's the kind of blow-ups you want right there. That's what we were looking for. Those freaking splash blow-ups. And that's what a frog will do, guys. You keep it in their face long enough, sometimes they just can't help but destroy it. There he is. Chunky. He's chunky. He's been feeding good. That guy looks a lot healthier than those other pre-spawner or post-spawners rather that we caught. So nice fish. Yep. Nice. Awesome, guys. Let's see if he's got any followers. I don't see any. Oh yeah, there's one right there. There's one right there. There's one down there. You see him? See him chasing? Here, flip your jig. Flip the jig. Let's see if you can catch him. There's another bass down there, guys. Look a little bit bigger than this one. It'd be sweet if we get a doubled up there, but that's awesome. That is fun right there, guys. Holy moly. Looky there. Chunky fish. These ones that are further out closer to here look like they're fed up a little bit better. I think they're further along past the post spawn. Probably were on the beds, you know, a week and a half ago. These frog hooks are just like absolutely nailing them. But look at that. Pretty fish. Nice one right there, y'all. Gonna be a sweet little slow-mo release on her. See ya, baby.
Like a mug. That's a bad shot. Scared me.
There it is, guys. Little tiny guy, but he smacked it way up under that tree. I skipped it. I just skipped it way up under there. It was a really good skip. I was super proud of that cast, and I was hoping it would pay off, and it did. Not a big one, but hey, when you get it up way up under there where no one's cast it before and get one out of there, it's a pretty good feeling. That is so much fun, guys. So much fun. Yo, what the? Okay. It looks like we're not fishing a frog anymore. I just like nailed a tree up in there and kind of tried to yank this thing out. I think I can see my legs. Yep, that is some legless frog action right there. It would probably honestly still work, but I think we're gonna go ahead and tie up one more really good topwater bait to throw in the spring. Here is the probably third and final topwater bait that we're gonna throw for today. This is a good old buzz bait. And this is a pretty simple buzz bait, just kind of bare bones, got no skirt on it. It's made from a custom tackle maker who just basically allows you to put like any kind of soft plastic on the back. And that's what I really like to do. I don't normally put this little twin tail grub on here, but this honestly will work. I just don't have any of what I normally put on, which is a Zoom horny toad. It's like a frog, soft plastic frog bait, but basically just something that you can skip pretty easily, that rides on the top of the water nicely, maybe has some kickers to cause some commotion behind the boat, or behind the blade rather. This is a water covering tool. Like I can skip this thing up under stuff, I can fish it out in the open, I can cover a ton of water just looking for those aggressive strikes. And then of course, you know, this thing does give off some sound and some commotion on top of the water, but you know, it's somewhere in between a frog and a whopper plopper. It's not as crazy as a whopper plopper, obviously, and it's not quite as subtle as a frog. So you kind of sort of get somewhere in the middle, which is, it can be really good sometimes. This trailer is not ideal for this thing. Needs something with more body on it. This trailer is not great, guys. It's causing the bait to run sideways. You just need something a little more significant to keel the bait, right? To keep it like down and upright while it swims through the water. Not enough meat on this dude, so I'm gonna change this out real quick. I've got the old frog. Look at that, guys. I found an old frog in here. Perfect. It doesn't have the kickers right here, but I think it'll still work. There we go, guys. It's a little ugly, but I think it'll get the job done, honestly. Should skip pretty well. Yep. Yep, there's one. Little guy. Sick little bite, though. He just came up and slurped it. They really haven't been blowing stuff up like crazy today, but definitely aggressive out here for sure. All these fish are just getting that bait so good too. Look at that. Down in the freaking gullet. Look at the color on him. He is nice and green. Maybe hiding under these mats for a while. I don't know if this pollen's been out here too long, but that's a pretty fish. Sweet. So cool. Baby alligator up there, guys. Probably hard to see, but there's some good shoreline grass right here, and there's a fish. That's not a bad one. Yeah, he barely grabbed it too, man. These things, they're choking it, but they're not like blowing it up, you know? Oh yeah, come in here. Nice one. Look at that one, guys. This wind is kicking up like crazy. That is another good buzzbait fish right off of this grass line right here. There's like some good shoreline grass that kind of goes down off the bank a little bit. See ya, bud. What a freaking day. This place just continues to amaze us. The topwater bite was absolutely on, guys. And yeah, you know, it was a lot of like 2, maybe 3 pound fish, but when they're biting on top like that, where they're absolutely blowing up, like, no complaints from me. You are not gonna hear any complaints. Those fish were hungry. They were post-spawn. Topwater's a great option in the post-spawn when those fish are moving off the beds and they're looking to feed up, and they're up shallow still. You know, they don't just go right to the deep water most of the time. They look to maybe feed up on the bank a little bit, get some nutrition back in their life before they find their summer haunt. So if you're faced with some post-spawn conditions this spring, definitely whip out a topwater. Toss that thing around, hit some shallow banks, cover some water, and throw the 3 baits we showed y'all today. Whopper, plopper, buzzbait, and a frog. Guys, that is gonna do it for this video. Fletcher, thank you so much, brother.
Of course.
Once again, what an awesome time. We're definitely gonna be back here, y'all. This place is just absolutely incredible. Definitely go check Fletcher's channel out. Link down in the description. Give him a sub, comment on one of his videos. Let him know Slab Dynasty sent you. But that's gonna do it, y'all. Be sure to tune in next week. We got another banger coming at y'all. And remember, all it takes is one, baby. Slab out.